Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we peel back the layers of corporate speak and find the real story. Today, we're diving into Finward Bancorp's latest update, and let's just say sometimes the most important news isn't always the loudest. Before we jump in, if you dig getting clear, no nonsense insights into company filings. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, and hey, we've got a fantastic community brewing over on Discord, link in the description below, so come join the conversation. Alright, so Finward Bancorp, a banking company out of Indiana, has dropped a report, and it is pretty straightforward. They're essentially telling us how they performed in the last financial quarter, the one that ended on the 30th of September 2025. Most of this filing is about sharing their financial results. Think of it like the company's report card. The main event here is a press release where they laid out their financial results. Now, this report doesn't give us all the nitty-gritty financial tables themselves, which is a bit of a bummer for us deep divers. Usually on a form like this, we'd get to see the actual numbers for revenue, profit, assets, liabilities, all that good stuff. They're pointing us to a separate document, an earnings release, which is filed as an exhibit. This means we have to go look at that other document to get the detailed financial picture. It's like being told your grades are posted, but not being able to see them directly in this report. But based on what they are telling us, they are reporting their unaudited financial results. Unaudited means they haven't had an external auditor go through every single number with a fine-tooth comb yet. So these are the company's own numbers as they stand before a final independent check. This is pretty common for quarterly reports. Finward Bancorp stock trades on the Nasdaq stock market, LLC under the ticker symbol FNWD. This is how you'd find them if you were looking to invest or track their performance on the stock market. Knowing where a company is traded gives you a sense of its size and how it fits into the broader financial landscape. Now, while we don't have the full financial tables directly in this report, we know the purpose of this filing is to share their operating results. This usually means they're talking about how much money they made from their core business, how much it cost them to do business, and ultimately what their profit or loss was. For a bank, this typically involves interest income from loans, fees from services, and then there are expenses like interest paid on deposits, salaries, and the cost of running their branches and technology. When a company releases its earnings, investors and analysts will be looking for a few key things. First is revenue growing. Second, are profits increasing? And third, are they managing their expenses effectively? We also want to see if they are meeting or beating the expectations that analysts had set for them. Sometimes, even if the numbers are good, if they are not as good as people expected, the stock price can still take a hit. Conversely, sometimes less exciting news can be seen as positive if it is better than feared. For Finward Bancorp, as a bank, a lot of their performance will hinge on the health of the economy and interest rate environments. Low interest rates can squeeze their profit margins, while rising rates can be a double-edged sword offering more income, but also potentially leading to higher loan defaults if borrowers struggle. The fact that this is a current report means something specific happened, or is happening that they are required to report promptly. In this case, it's about their financial performance for the quarter. This is a crucial moment for any publicly traded company, as it's prime time for investors to assess the company's health and make decisions about whether to buy, sell, or hold their stock. We also see that Benjamin L. Schmidt, the Executive Vice President, Chief Financial Officer, and Treasurer, has signed off on this. That's the person in charge of the money, so their signature signifies the company is formally submitting these results. So to wrap up our look at this particular filing, Finward Bancorp is giving us the heads up on their recent financial performance. While we don't have the detailed numbers directly in this document, the core message is clear. They've released their earnings for the quarter ending the 30th of September. The real story, the numbers that tell us if they're growing, shrinking, or staying steady, are in that referenced earnings release exhibit. We need to look there to see if that Nasdaq traded FNWD stock is looking like a good bet or a shaky one based on cold, hard financials. The next step for anyone interested in Finward Bancorp would be to seek out that earnings release exhibit 99.1 to get the full picture. Now, looking at this from a broader perspective, Finward Bancorp is operating in a sector that is always under the microscope. Banks are the backbone of the economy, and their performance reflects the economic health around them. Even without the specific numbers here, we can say that for any bank, managing risk and navigating economic cycles is paramount. The company's strategy will be heavily influenced by the regulatory environment, competition from other banks, and the evolving needs of their customers. We'd need to see that earnings release to assess if they're effectively managing their loan portfolios, growing their deposit base, and controlling their operating costs. Without those numbers, it is hard to gauge their true financial strength and say whether they are on a clear path to growth or facing significant headwinds. Alright? That is our breakdown of Finward Bancorp's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps. And subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.